I'm not a type of woman that you can just pour water over my eyes. You read that in the book.
Yes.
You know, I've been in those streets. So after coming out those streets, I'm not going to get involved with somebody that going to take me right back where I just been delivered from
Right.
and been convicted from. So it had to be something more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Holy Quran.
Welcome to Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. I am your host, Mariam Kava, and I have a special guest. My first author on the show, guys, by the name of Angela Davis. Sister, Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking.
How's your mental?
My mental is really cool, collective. I had my prayer this morning, so I'm feeling amazed.
MashaAllah. You're okay, so let me get into it. I met you on TikTok Live. Okay, and on TikTok Live, you had this riveting story. You just had this vivacious like personality through like on live. And I was like, I want you on my show. You was like, I got a book. And I was like, oh, you got a book? Okay. So in beginning to read the book, because I told you, I said, I'm not really I don't really read books. I'm more of an audiobook listener. And you were like, no, this book is what was the term you used?
Page turner.
A page turner. Okay. And y'all, I want to put a disclaimer, like this book does include some abuse and sexual abuse. So yeah, just be aware of that. So in the book, Restoration of Revolving Doors, this is the book, guys. The book, it starts off in Baltimore, and you start off talking about your grandmother and your mother. That's how it starts, right? And in the book, your power is being taken away so much. I feel like your power is being, just you were being abused, like you were taken advantage of by people that you were supposedly trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take me to your journey of writing this book. Take me through the journey of your autobiography. Like what was your mental in the book and outside the book, like having to write the book, but also being inside the book. Take me through that journey.
Well, it took me 4.5 years to write the book. And I came out of prison and off for alcohol and drugs. So I said, you know what? It's time to write my story.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know how to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked with a friend of mine and she told me how to, she said, just write without editing. So I just started writing without editing my book. And I would start off with 2 hours a day, then 4 hours. And before you know it, I was writing 16 hours. I even quit my job to write the book. It was emotionally, psychologically, mentally draining. I was getting angry all over again, thinking of my childhood. I would call my mother up, why this, why that. So I also reached out to my mom to get her story.
Okay.
That was very challenging to interview my mom. So I came up with an idea. I said, Mommy, let me just go buy a recorder. So I went and bought a recorder at Rite Aid, and she recorded her story and gave it to me. And I just was so like amazed of my mom's story. So that's how I added it to the book. Yeah, it was challenging.
Okay, so yes, y'all, guys, if you see I'm a little emotional, this book is one of the like it definitely took me to a place where I wanted to fight every man in the book for sister Angela. I wanted to show up and really knock these men out because they continue to take your power. You would show up and they continue to take your power away from you. What was that like?
Well, as a child, I had been abused, like every day, weekly. It went on. The abuse went on for days, weeks, months, and years. So I became accustomed to it.
Mm.
I became accustomed to it with my stepfather.
Yes, I did not like that man. I didn't like him in the book because I felt like he picked on you. He picked on you the most. It was like he knew you had so much strength and he like picked on you the most. Like
Yeah.
you talked about how he like would punch you so your bones wouldn't break.
Yeah.
He knew certain techniques so that you would be okay, but it would still be painful. Um, yeah, like it was just okay. How did you find the strength to revisit all of that?
God, to be honest. During that time I was a Christian.
Okay.
So I gave my life to Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
as a Christian
Mm-hmm.
woman. And I started healing through reading the Holy Bible. I surrender. I repented
Mm-hmm.
from my wicked ways
Mm-hmm.
that I was going through in my life from all the past hurts. So I was reading the Holy Bible and I found a good church, a Bible believing, Bible teaching church
Mm-hmm.
that loved God and hate sin, that would teach the sword. So that's when I started learning how to forgive. That's when I started learning my worth and being made whole as a woman. So it was through God.
And what do you teach others about your experience?
There is hope. No matter what you're going through, your situation or circumstances with child abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, there is hope.
Yeah. In the book, it was the specific part that stood out to me where it was your birthday, and we just talked about this, but it was your
Yeah.
birthday, and your mother had brought in balloons, and she was with your children because at the time you were separated from your children.
Yes.
And they came to come see you while you were in a relationship with Peter. Peter is a character he's a guy in the book.
Yes.
And they came and they sang happy birthday to you, and then after they sang happy birthday to you and they left, Peter was so jealous of you that he punched you in your face after that.
Yes.
How did you find strength after that?
Alcohol.
Okay, yeah, because you was like, yeah, once I found Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola, you was like, that's my friend.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. This what you endured and everything that you to see you today and you smile every day. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady, you smile like it's infectious. You makes you want to smile because she just has so much of a joy and light to her. I would have never guessed that in Restoration of Over Doors, this was her autobiography. You would have never guessed because the way you shine, you shine bright, sister. You are an amazing, just a dawah to the religion as well, guys, because
Thank you.
you talked about prostitution.
Yes.
And take me through that, like your mindset and because it talks about you doing the action, a lot of it, but it didn't talk about the mindset and where you were mentally at that time.
So when I started prostituting,
Yes.
as a Muslim woman, I was told to by someone, you shouldn't talk about it because people will judge you. But I'm talking about it because there's a lot of women out there that's prostituting as Muslim women, and Christian women, any religion. So we have to talk about it. We can't sweep it under the rug. So after I was addicted to the robberies, I couldn't rob anymore because I was too weak.
Okay.
From the streets.
Okay.
So I started prostituting. I would just flag down cars in Baltimore City, say, hey, what's up? What you about to do? Can I go? And I would prostitute, do what it is I have to do to get my alcohol. I wasn't even prostituting for drugs. I was prostituting for alcohol because I didn't love myself and I didn't know my worth during that time.
You talk about worth and not knowing your worth. How did you end up finding your worth?
I found my worth when I had a spiritual awakening. My bowels had broke on the streets of Baltimore City. And I heard Jeff Major's Psalms 23 song.
Okay.
And it resonated through my heart and in my mind. And that's when I started learning my worth.
You talk about that also in the book as well.
Yes.
Which I already knew, guys, because I read the book. You guys make sure you guys go get the book. Okay.
Thank you.
What do you hope that the readers can get from your story and your, like, because you went from, it was like the revolving doors. Where do you get, because we talked about the title as well. Where do you get that title from? Because I thought it had to do with, okay, because the story starts with your mom, no, your grandmom, your mom, and then you. So I was thinking like a cycle that needed to be broken. But what the title really means.
Restoration.
Mm-hmm.
Rest is in red.
Uh-huh.
Because the blood of Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, as a Christian, when I was a Christian. So it's restoration. So I got that word from Jesus.
Okay.
Revolving doors is, my life was a revolving door. I could never get it right. I would drink, I would get sober, I would do drugs, I would get cleaned up. I would always be going back to that same relationship, that dead relationship, that abusive relationship. I didn't know my worth. So that's where I came at what revolving doors. My whole life was a revolving doors.
Yeah. And you get that in there. You get that in the story. It was like even, and I know a lot of people can relate when you're starting to, you want to do good, but then it's like you fall back. But it's as many times as you fall down, you can get back up and try again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. The like, who inspired you during those difficult times?
Oh boy, no one. I inspired myself. I knew that there had to be a better life than what I was living.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sick and tired of being tired. I was sick and tired of being abused. I was tired of prostituting, doing armed robbery, daytime burglary, doing heroin, alcohol, waking up with DTs. I put a 38 special to my head, wanted to blow my brains out. That didn't work. I was just tired. So I just said, you know what? There has to be another way. There has to be a better way. And I chose to surrender to God.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to do it. I was inspired by Jeff Majors, the music, but I inspired myself to change.
And music was a big thing in your book.
Yeah, I love music.
Yeah, you talk about even listening to Tupac, Digital Underground.
Yes.
And those, it always inspired you. Like if you had before you had to do a robbery or something, you was like, I'ma listen to Tupac.
Yeah.
That get me hyped. So it's ironic, and it is a special thing that even when it was time to change your life, you was listening to a certain music, and that also inspired you to get better. Which I love, which I love. So, okay, when you even talk about a time where, like, as far as death, where you were not afraid of death.
No, I wanted to die. I didn't even like to hear the birds in the morning. Yeah. I knew I was going to face another day.
Yeah. Like you talked about, you was like, I quit my job because I couldn't stand the birds chirping.
Yes.
I was like, oh. And you talk about even playing roulette.
Russian roulette. Yes.
Russian roulette.
Yes.
And the only way I can understand Russian roulette, because I didn't even know what Russian roulette was, guys, until Malcolm X. And they was playing Russian roulette. I don't know if you ever seen Malcolm X?
Yes. Amazing.
Okay, so he took the bullet out the gun, but he was really, but you said no, it was a bullet in there. And I was like, hitting it. You shot the trigger. And he was like, yeah, I think you said you didn't want to keep playing because you know.
I didn't want to die and be a vegetable.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want it not to work, and I end up being a vegetable.
Which was a statement that was, where did that, like, I know from the abuse, because you talk about your stepfather and the abuse that he caused you, keeping you in a room for 3 days, not having food, but still in the presenting world, you were in the world. The people didn't know you for that. Like they didn't know about.
No, they didn't know that. They didn't know the abuse. They didn't know the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my neighbors knew something wasn't right, but no one came to help me.
Right.
Even the teachers knew the black eyes. No one said anything.
So what did the impact cause when this story came out?
Well, when the story came out, my mom hated the book. She was the first one to read the book. I did get her blessings. I
Mhm.
got my mom blessings, and I got my brother blessings and my sister blessings. But when the book came out, the book done so well, everybody started like disliking me. My brother and my sister started treating me so different. You know, my brother even cried, got upset. Why did you put this in the book? And I said, you gave me permission to put this in the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then my sister changed. We was close, you know, and it's just my family changed. They changed.
Do you feel like when the success came, or just the story being out? Period.
The story being out. The
Yeah.
story being out, and people knew who we were. You know, and I believe because I was the first one that had enough courage to share the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my brother, you know, I love my brother, but my brother has a disposition about himself. I don't want to slander him,
Of course.
but he would give me praises, and then he would like be disappointed at the same times. I could never understand it. So I don't know if it was starting to be like a competition thing because of what he does for a living and what I do for a living. But my brother was he used to support me before the book came out. He used to come to my speaking engagements when I would talk about domestic violence. He was a speaker. He was a speaker for the college. I used to speak at Morgan State College and Sojourner Douglas College.
Mm-hmm.
So he came and he spoke at a police. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
He spoke at a police station, sharing about domestic violence, how he was with his wife. So he was very open. But when the book launched,
Was he able to read the book before it coming out?
no, he wasn't able to read the
Okay.
book. And what happened, his girlfriend read the book, and I believe a lot of that had to do with how he felt with me when she read the book and basically translated the book to him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. My brother doesn't sit still long enough to read the book because he's so busy, you know, and other challenges that he may have. So
Yeah, but your brother is portrayed amazing, and like not amazing, but
yeah,
y'all was rollies. You know, when you was
Yes.
like, we would go, we drive here, pick me
Yeah.
up. Even the time when
Thank you. I didn't slander him in the
yeah,
book.
in the book he's looked at like not a savior. Of course, God is the savior, but he had your back.
He had my back.
Y'all was all three of y'all. Y'all
Yes.
was raw. Like I was like, if I needed a sibling to have or a sister to have, and she even forgave you, like she forgave you when you put her in harm's way at a time in the book, because she ended up getting attacked.
Yes, she got pistol whipped.
Yeah, she got pistol whipped, and she even forgave you. Y'all kept riding. So I don't see. Hopefully y'all get back together, and y'all, you know, y'all stay.
I hope so too. You know, my brother and my sister, it really hurts me to this day that we don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, family affair. I love them. I hope they hear this. I love my brother. I love my sister, and I love my mother. And we always came together to forgive one another.
Yes.
But life has changed. Like today is like my family are divided.
Yeah, it's not only yours, sis.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a lot of us.
Yes.
Me personally as well.
Yes.
They know, but in the book you just portrayed your brother Liza, amazing.
Yes.
And Trinette,
amazing.
amazing.
Thank you.
You know, and even the pictures that you put them in the book, like you know, you talk about what they're doing now and how you highlighted them. Like, yes, it was a journey to get there, but you show how great they were.
Yes.
You highlighted how
Thank
great
you.
they were. You highlighted how great your mother was.
Thank you.
Is.
Yes.
And how she even went through struggles, but she held you down.
Thank you.
Mama held you down, okay?
Yes.
And you, it just made me think about like how mothers are one and two. You can't get two moms. You might could get two dads, but you can never get two moms. And yeah, I think you highlighted them very well. And so I'm sad that the impact of the book fell that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you.
after you become this amazing 5-star author,
Thank you.
even before that, because you were already doing you were speaking at events and doing things in that nature, but now it goes into your philanthropy work
Yes, ma'am.
and how you help people that are on Skid Row. You help with
Yes.
prostitutes. You help
Yes.
people.
Thank
Talk
you.
to me about that.
Oh my God. I'd rather not be alive if I can't give back.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. Everything that I went through in my life,
Mm-hmm.
the mental health, the drugs, the alcohol abuse,
Mm-hmm.
poverty, homelessness,
Mm-hmm.
prostitution, domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
every vices that that attacked me,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I use to help empower and inspire others. Or I'd rather not be here in the earth.
I see how passionate you are when you talk about actually helping others.
Thank you.
And reaching out to others and your speaking engagements and the things that you're doing after the book. Because like I said, when I first initially encountered you, I was like, this lady has just had a sweet, cushy life. Like you would never think in a million years that that's what you went through. Okay, so now we do shoot in Baltimore, and you do live in LA. What are the
Yeah.
feelings that you get when you come back home?
When I come back to Baltimore City, I feel pain.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I feel like it's a lot of pain here in Baltimore City.
Mm-hmm.
I come here honestly and I don't want to be here. But I come here because this is home.
Yes.
This is who made me.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore City made me.
Mm-hmm.
It made me to embrace pain.
Yes.
It made me how to endure my pain.
Mm-hmm.
It made me to not forget my pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows me how to be courageous. Baltimore City has showed me how to be bold, courageous, and it has showed me never to give up on my life.
Mashallah, sis.
Mashallah.
When I see you are one of the ones, because me battling personally, I see people that live in the city. It's hard to see people make it out.
Yes.
How did you?
I was convicted. I had a spiritual call on my life to move forward. I did so much here. My feet is engraved in Baltimore City,
Right.
the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
I helped elected officials get into office. I helped Mrs. Barbara Robinson get into office.
Wow.
I helped Shannon Sneed get into office. I did a lot in the I did a lot of outreach in Park Heights. I helped the gangbangers know about God,
Mm-hmm.
tell them that it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot. I went to the colleges, the schools, the prison, the penitentiary, did conflict resolution under Alternative Violence Project and a Jessup Cut. So I did a lot here, and I felt like it was time to move forward. My time was up in Baltimore City. It's time to go international.
Oh, okay. I know that's right. So you see, she plugged international. Okay, so talk about because in the book you talk about a lot of Jesus. You were Christian at the time, and that's what helped you get you through your difficult time.
Yes.
Talk to me about your journey to Islam.
Oh my God, my journey to Islam is beautiful.
Okay.
Mashallah.
Okay.
Yes. It's the best decision I ever made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm in another dimension.
Okay. So what made you take your Shahada? Like, how did you end up taking your Shahada?
I knew that I was still screaming in the inside when I was in the Christian church.
Okay.
I felt empty.
Okay.
I knew there was more.
Mm-hmm.
Something was missing.
Right.
I had a hole in my soul.
A hole in your soul. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I needed that. I needed that hole filled.
Okay.
I needed to fill. I needed my soul to be filled.
Okay.
So I said. So I met my husband, but he didn't tell me he was a Muslim.
So you met your husband. He didn't tell you he was Muslim.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought he was a Christian because the conversation was so amazing.
Okay.
So
y'all talked about God.
Yeah, yes.
And he didn't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He just said God.
No. He was just saying God.
Okay.
You know, so the conversation was so sweet, with honey on his tongue because he's African.
Okay.
So he never told me. We never talked about the religion.
Okay.
So we just would talk about entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to do for Africa, what he want to do for America, what he want to do for his family.
Okay.
And that was something that I was really
looking into
to help another country. So
what African country was he from?
Ghana.
He was from Ghana.
Yes,
okay.
beautiful Ghana.
Yes.
And I was told by Uber gentleman, I said, I want to do some work in a third world country. Do you know a country?
Mm-hmm.
So he said Ghana, and I didn't even never heard of Ghana.
Okay.
And I said, how do you spell it? So he spelled it, and I remember getting a pen and paper out my pocketbook, writing it down,
Wow.
Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So I started going on my Facebook page.
Okay.
This is how I came to Islam.
Yes.
So I started going on my Facebook page, and I put in Ghana, and I saw this guy. It was me. He was from Ghana. And I said, hey, you live in Ghana? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yes. And I said, oh, I want to do some work in Ghana.
Yeah.
Not knowing what I was getting into, right? And he said, yeah, I'm from Ghana. I'm a fashion designer. And I said, I'm an author. I'm an international speaker. And I love helping people. Not knowing when you say you love helping people, you know, but it's just my heart.
Right.
So we would talk for days, months, and then...
And this is a Muslim man.
This a Muslim man. Never told me...
a Muslim man, he shouldn't even be courting you without a wali. But go ahead, sis.
Yeah,
go ahead, sis.
Yes. So he never told me he was a Muslim. And as we got into the conversation, maybe a month...
Okay. So y'all were talking for a month, like on the phone and
stuff? Yeah, okay. On FaceTime, kicking it.
Okay.
You know.
He was just being friendly, like y'all
Yeah, we was just being friendly.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, I asked him, so what is your religion? So this is after 30 days.
Okay.
I said, what is your religion? And he said, I'm a Muslim. I said, what? You a Muslim? I said, why didn't you never tell me you was a Muslim? He said, you never asked. I said, I thought you was a Christian. Mm-hmm. He said, why did you think that? I said, because I was talking about Jesus and you never said anything. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, I got really upset. I felt deceived. Mm-hmm. I really did. I felt deceived. And I said, wow, I can't marry you because I wanted to marry him.
Okay.
Yeah, I said we
after 30 days?
Yeah, I wasn't talking about marriage after 30 days. I was talking about like, do you think about marriage?
Like eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay,
yeah, eventually. Yeah, not getting married.
I was about to say, he must have really had some sugar on his tongue.
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking about marrying him after 30 days.
Okay,
no,
okay. So
it took us a year.
So after he deceived you and everything and you calmed down, what was that? Now what was the conversation now?
The conversation was like, okay, send me some of... I said, I'm glad you mentioned that. I asked him to share with me what he learned in Islam. Okay. So he recited the Quran, and I cried. It was so beautiful. That's when he won my heart.
Wow.
Y'all, that's when he won my heart. Oh, my God. That was the first time I'm getting chill bumps. I ever heard the Quran. Wow. He recited it, and I cried. And my heart just melted. And that's when I knew this is what I wanted in my life. I wanted what he had.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how he got my heart. That's how he got my heart. He didn't get my heart through, he got my heart
When he
through
recited Quran and it resonated with you. And sister.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mashallah.
yeah, mashallah.
Okay, so you end up taking your shahada and then when?
No, so I didn't take my shahada right away. I'm so sorry. I
It's
just got
okay.
emotional with that. Girl, you should have
If
some
we could
tissue
get some
in here.
tissue.
So,
Let me see if we can
that
get
was
some
my,
tissue.
it's fine. It's okay. So that was my first time ever hearing the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
And I never ever in my life heard that as a Christian. I was evangelist.
Yes.
And I knew this what I wanted. I wanted what he had.
And what was that, if you were to explain that to me
The
in words?
Quran.
Okay, was it
The
like a
Holy
peace?
The peace. Thank you because I told him, I said, I want what you have peace. And so I said, send me the Quran.
Okay.
So he started sending me Quran verses
Okay.
in my email. Through my email.
Okay.
He started teaching me about hell. That's how he started. And I never read nothing like that about hell.
Jahannam. He started telling you about how the hellfire was strong.
And I was starting to deny it. We would debate.
Okay.
So it wasn't, so after I heard the Quran, remember I'm still a Christian.
Yes.
But I knew I wanted what he had.
Yes.
But I wanted to debate it.
Okay.
So I was like asking him questions. Well, why we call Jesus God? Why Jesus died for me? So he would answer these questions and so it was amazing. That's how he won my heart.
Okay, okay. And then, so when did you officially take your shahada then?
So I took my shahada in 2019.
Okay. And this was where, in LA?
Yes, Reseda, but I surprised my husband.
Okay, so you were already married? When did you get married?
I'm calling him my husband because...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Sister Queen.
Okay, no, okay. So take me through it, because I don't know.
Okay, take you through it. Okay,
yeah. So
okay, so this is when I surprised Majid.
Okay.
And did my shahada.
This is the brother from Ghana.
Yes.
And after he was sending you experts.
Yeah, I was not married when I did my shahada.
You were not married yet.
No.
Mashallah, sister. Mashallah. I'm so happy for you.
I did my shahada and then got married.
Mashallah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm so happy for you. I love hearing Journey to Islam stories. I love hearing, like, you guys got, like, people that get this, like, yours is special, especially because you said he read the Quran and, like, I never heard that before.
Yeah, because I'm tough. I don't just go. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Go ahead, sister.
I'm not a type of woman that you can just pour wool over my eyes. You read that in the book.
Yes.
I've been in those streets. So after coming out those streets, I'm not going to get involved with somebody that going to take me right back where I just been delivered from.
Right.
And been convicted from. So it had to be something more powerful. And that was the Holy Quran. Mashallah.
No, for real, because yeah, I love hearing the Journey to Islam stories.
Thank you.
So then, okay, so you take your shahada, and now you go to Ghana, because you've done what she does. You do work in Ghana, you do work in Nigeria, and you feed people that are on the streets.
Yes,
your
ma'am.
company what's your company called?
No Masquerade.
No Masquerade, where you go to these different places and you help people.
Yes.
So your journey in Ghana, what was that like?
All going to Ghana was beautiful. It was like breathtaking, amazing. Africa is home.
Oh, my
Yeah, it's home, motherland, for Black Americans.
You should take Black Americans there.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Like taking a trip for them to go there because I know they want to go, but then a lot of them are afraid to go. They don't know when they can stay. What can they do? But a lot of people are going to Ghana.
Yes.
Like December time, a lot of people I know, African Americans, are going there and having a good time.
Yes.
Having a good time. I think Ghana's expensive though. It's expensive compared to other African countries.
Yes.
Ghana, Senegal, they're like they're high in price. Okay. So when you met this African man, amazing man that really Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used him to bring you to Islam, and you finally get to Ghana and you're doing all this you're doing this charity work. Did you ever think that you will get to that point, like get there?
Get where?
To Ghana.
Yes.
And Nigeria.
Yes. But I never knew of Ghana and Nigeria when I was growing up. But no, at that point, I knew I was going to Ghana.
By name?
Because I live in Los Angeles, and that's great opportunity.
Okay.
So if I was living in Baltimore, no, I would never, see myself in Ghana or Nigeria.
Do you feel like a lot of people, people limit themselves by staying in Baltimore and not leaving?
Yes.
What can you tell people to do? Because I'll be like, leave, get out of here.
They're just so in their comfort zone. I want to tell people to get out their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that it's okay to change. Change is good.
Yeah.
You will love the change. And when you're ready to leave, don't tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because they afraid to leave. They're going to talk you out of leaving.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends say, I'm scared of flying. I used to be afraid of flying. But I knew my time was up. You got to trust God. You got to trust God. You got to trust Allah.
Mm-hmm.
I say Allah today because I'm proud to be a Muslim.
Yeah.
So you have to trust Allah.
Yeah. Yes. When you talk, even in the book, when you talk about Spelman Street, I have a good friend right now that's doing time now that lived in, I want to say either 2312. She lived on the 23rd block, basically a Spelman in Cherry Hill.
Spelman Road.
Yeah. And is doing time now. And I was like, is it like an energy there? Like, I don't know. I just want her to I want her to leave. I know many people in Baltimore where they have this idea where it's almost like they can save it, the energy. They can save everybody there. They have like a savior complex of trying to help the city and make it better. But when you read your book, it starts in 1968. And it was troubles then. And I know people love it here and they love Baltimore City. And it really is, you have to have a strong mindset to make it out of here and make it here.
Yeah.
So I commend you for making it, and being able to go to a place that you didn't even know exists. You said, I didn't even know what Ghana was. Like, you had to write it down. You had to write it down. You didn't even know.
Yes,
that tells a lot about the Baltimore school system as well. But
yes.
I'm just saying, the fact that you didn't know about African countries is like, you don't know, Ghana, Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's better now. Inshallah, it's better. Okay, so talk about you going to, she went to Umrah, you went to Umrah.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And I was able to take my daughters.
And you took your daughters.
Alhamdulillah.
That's the opportunity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls people to go to Umrah and Hajj. What was that experience like? Going there and getting there and everything.
It was so clean. It was so fresh. It felt like heaven. It felt like nothing was moving.
Okay.
Being in Umrah, I have a total knee replacement.
Okay.
From running from the police a lot.
Oh.
And jumping out of windows and jumping out of trucks. I'm serious, crashing into poles and
but you was so fast.
Yeah.
And you was like a track star.
Yeah, I really was.
You was getting away from boys. You was Lakewood. Was it
Lakeland?
Lakeland.
Yeah, we used to get chased by the white boys.
The white boys used to, and you used to tease them as soon as you go. You said, I used to tease them. I jump over the train track and I knew they wasn't coming, so I used to tease them. I was like, yo, she was fast out from the white boys.
Yes.
Okay, so now you got a knee replacement. Okay.
And I thought I wouldn't be able to handle it, but I'm telling you, once you get on Once you get near the Kaaba,
Okay.
all the pain go away.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. Any pain that you having is gone.
Wow.
Yes.
That's how it was for you.
When I went around 7 times, this is the honest God truth. It didn't even feel like I went around 7 times. I'm telling you, when I did the Umrah, I was like, we finished.
Wow.
The last step was to cut my hair. The women clip their hair, the men can shave.
Okay.
I was like, that's it. So I'm going to do Hajj in 2 years.
Mashallah.
That was Umrah. Now I'm ready for Hajj.
You about to be Hajj Angela?
Yes.
Mashallah.
Yes. I'm doing Hajj in 2 years. I want to rest up. My daughters want to rest up a little bit for our classes and everything, college and everything. So we plan 2 years.
Mashallah. How? Okay, so you in the book, and outside the book, and you period, you just have such a giving spirit.
Thank you.
How do you, when people feel like they're taking advantage of you? Because we talked a little bit about this. What do you say mentally to yourself? Like you said something out there about people thinking that they doing something to you, but they really hurting themselves.
Yes. So what happens with me when I see people are giving fake love to get what they want in relationships, they really hurting themselves. Because all you have to do is be honest with that woman or be honest with that man and say, hey, I don't really love you. I just need your help. That's all you have to do. Because the person sincerely wants to help you. So when I feel like a person is giving me fake love, they hurting themselves. They deceiving themselves because at the end of the day, they're going to be left empty.
Yeah.
I'm going to be left full because I'm giving good deed.
Yes, mashallah.
Mashallah.
And good deeds are really and truly important.
Yes.
Talk about, I said this book needs a sequel. You need a part 2 for it. We need to see, because it starts in Baltimore, ends in Baltimore. It starts with life and ends with a funeral. That's what it ends in, a funeral. And we need another part 2. Talk about other books that you got coming up, because you're talking about a book about relationship wise.
Yeah.
Tell me about the book. You said it was about
mental toughness give me charge, and it's based on being a Muslim wife.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a continuation from Restoration Revolving Doors, because after Restoration Revolving Doors, I was raising Jeremiah, Melina, and Miranda.
Okay.
My younger 3 children, which is now 20, 19, and 22. So it's spiritual warfare of the mind while raising children.
Okay.
After Restoration Revolving Doors, because no matter what, I still go through pain.
Yes.
Because I have a calling on my life.
Okay.
So I cry a lot. I endure a lot because I give a lot. So it's still like, even though Restoration Revolving Doors, I gave birth to it, I'm still giving birth to other books daily, if that makes sense.
What advice can you give to Muslim women, like reverts like yourself?
Take your time.
And that are also married, like in marriages.
Are they revert and going to get married?
No, if they're reverts, because I come across a lot of African American women that are marrying Muslim men, and that are almost being taken advantage of. Okay. What advice can you give them?
What I learned is to know your rights as a wife. Know your responsibility as a wife. And don't be afraid to speak up as a wife and say, you are abusing me.
Yeah.
And seek counsel. Do not stay isolated.
Yeah.
Do not isolate from your family. Do not isolate from your children.
Yeah. And
stay with your community.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to talk to your sisters.
Yeah.
Because they probably going through it too.
It's a community that I'm building as well. And you joined the community on TikTok Live, where we talk about so many different things as Muslim women that we endure. And I'm glad to have you sharing your story, and I'm excited for the book.
Yeah, I
what you
was
got coming
abused
up.
as a wife. I was psychologically abused as a Muslim. I hope this helps someone. I was psychologically abused um, as a Muslim wife going into Islam,
Yeah.
not knowing my rights and not knowing the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
And he constantly telling me I'm a bad wife
Mm.
because I'm not giving him money,
Okay. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because I was taking care of him and his family. So when I would do nice things for myself, I could just give him like $1,000 and he would see me on the beach and get jealous.
Yeah.
He had a jealous spirit, you
And it's
know?
not, and I for some reason I don't know why, because even in the book you had met a character as well. It was a husband, your one, not a husband. He was a boyfriend,
Children's father.
children's father. Yes. Who loved your spirit. He was attracted to your light, but eventually got repelled by your light and became jealous of you as well. Um,
Who, Peter or Slash?
Peter.
Yeah, Peter
Peter and
was.
Slash.
Yeah, Slash was. Oof.
Well, Peter was, and
Slash was sleeping with men.
yeah. Okay, I don't want to y'all, but she just dropped a gem in the book. Y'all, this book. Slash was a character, but Peter was. I felt like he at first when you first introduced him, I was like, oh yeah, like we all had a Peter. I think every man,
Yeah.
every woman, and it may not have been in that particular way, but we all had somebody that kind of made us feel alive. We were just attracted to him. You know, we wanted him, and we gotta have him. We want that, we need that, and we gotta have that. And that's what your mentality was in the book.
Yeah.
But eventually, he started to get so jealous of your light, like, cause you was just,
Yeah.
you was a fly girl. You
Yeah.
had, you had your hair bleached, and he was just so jealous. So that just made me go back to the book when you talked about how he had the Muslim man you was married to had a jealous spirit. I think it ain't even a Muslim man thing. It be a man thing sometimes. How do we help? What do we do with that?
Oh my goodness, Peter. He would tell me I'm smiling too much.
Yeah.
Because my teeth was pretty. That's when I had all my teeth.
Okay.
You know, I lost some teeth through alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so he told me I was smiling too much. I would start smiling.
Yeah.
You understand? He told me you were seeing things. And I wasn't seeing things. He was molesting our son. And that's what sent me to the mental hospital.
Yeah.
Because I went through the mental hospital 19 times over 10 facility in the state of Maryland.
Right.
You understand? Over Peter.
Yes.
Because of Peter.
Mhm.
You know, because he was my God. You know, so us women, we got to learn to love ourselves
Yes.
before we try to say we love another man. You know, before we try to say we love that man, we have to love ourselves first. And that's what happened to me. Peter, I didn't love myself when I was dating Peter. I loved Peter more than I loved Angela. He was my God because I was atheist.
So now fast forward, and when you are in this, you have got this Muslim faith,
Yes.
and now you're with someone who you could give something to them, and they still be a little jealous of you when you go to the beach. How does that make you feel?
That he's not the one that Allah want me with. And so that's why I got a divorce. I'm no longer with him.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's in the cut of Allah for you to be married? Like
no, Allah don't want us to be abused.
No, I'm saying, do you feel like Allah has written for you to be married? Do you?
Yes, all of us.
Yeah, we were.
Every woman should be married.
Mm-hmm.
He don't want us. May I say it? He don't want us masturbating.
Mm-hmm.
He don't want us looking at porn. He don't want us to have lust in the spirit.
Yeah.
He didn't born us for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yes. Yes. MashaAllah. Sister.
MashaAllah.
Sister, you've done so much work, and I'm excited to see the rest of it.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see all the work that you got coming, the books that you have coming.
Thank you.
You inspire me. I don't want to cry, but you just inspired me. Your story is riveting. What you've done. I'm grateful for you to come and share your platform. I don't want to cry, but I'm just grateful overall for just what what you're sharing your story, being vulnerable with me, and my viewers. And I hope you come back. when you drop your next sequel to the book.
Thank you.
I know you have more work to do in Ghana and Nigeria, and with your company, No Masquerade. Um, and I want you guys to go get this book. Restoration of Evolving Doors is such a good book. I'm gonna link it in the bio. I'm going to also link her Instagram and where you can follow her, and so you guys can go purchase the book. Uh, thank you, sister.
Thank you. May I say something to you?
Yes.
Thank you for having me on your platform. I just want to say that you're amazing, courageous lady.
Thank you.
God bless you and keep doing what you're doing for us.
Thank you.
Bringing our stories to life.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God, thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. I'm your host, Mariam Kaba. We dropping every Wednesday. Thank you guys for following me on Instagram, for follow me on TikTok. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment. I see you guys. I see all the comments. I really, truly appreciate you guys. Guys, we made it to 1K subs in less than 6 months, guys. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. Continue to make the page grow. It's because of you guys that I'm even doing this. I truly appreciate you. I came on to create a safe space for Muslims, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I am doing, not trying. That's what I am doing. Salamu alaikum. Choose happiness, not because it's easy, but because sometimes it's hard, and we're out.